and continue to suffer.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Are you there, caller?
Yes.
Thank you for waiting. I'm sorry it took us a while to get you, but go ahead. I know you'll be brief.
I'm a white American born into poverty, and I overcame it. You know, the opportunities are here in America, and why can't we just start now? We hear all this violence. Why can't we just talk in a positive way and go forward instead of remembering all these things that are in the past that are negative? They were not good for blacks, for white people.
Yes, Minister Farrakhan commenting.
According to the State of Black America by the Urban League, if we started right now, they said, we could never close the gap to black poverty and white poverty. She said, let us start right now. Let's forget the past. Notice this. When Jewish people remember the Holocaust and want the world to remember the Holocaust. Wait. Why do you want the world to remember? Because if the world does not remember, it is likely to repeat itself. And Jewish persons who suffered from the Holocaust want the world to remember this because the world turned its back while Jews were put in ovens. I, as a black person, want my people to remember what we have suffered and what we continue to suffer so that we will say like the Jews, never again. Never again.
Okay, I've been listening in this corner right here, and I've heard a whole lot of negative things from the white people here. When you are trying to explain yourself, the white people don't want to hear you explain yourself. They drown you out. They start already trying to drown you out and talk over you. There's a certain amount of white arrogance here, and they don't want to listen to what black people are saying. They don't understand because they don't want to understand. I've heard a woman here say, go back to Africa. Somebody said, we have a black holiday. What does that mean? So what does that mean? He did not say that. He said, if we have a choice, what some of us can go and some of us can stay. But there's no understanding in here. People are just trying to talk.
To those arrogant persons, you know, when you tell us go back, please remember where you came from. And when you want to relegate somebody to a specific place, just remember what your origin is in this world. Please, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I want you to understand that you, wherever you are on the earth, you're not a native anywhere. You came there and took it from the native people who are there. So please don't talk about going back, because if others talk to you about that, where would you go?
If I haven't listened to that 100 times, I haven't listened to it once. And to me, it really sums up a lot, because I've stated it in post. I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam. I'm not a financial supporter of the Nation of Islam. I'm obviously not a fruit of Islam. I just appreciate the fact that Minister Farrakhan speaks unapologetically for black people. He doesn't get hung up in black American, this, that, and the other. Louis Farrakhan is not 100% black American. He's something else. I forgot what he is. But he's black. He's a black man. For black men and women not to embrace who they are, their greatness, it's embarrassing, it's insulting to not realize what we've done on this planet as a faction of melanated people. It's actually appalling. But that's partly the elder statesman's fault, and it's partly the fault of people who have oppressed us. They want to minimize our worth now, just like they minimize our worth when we were enslaved. So they didn't want to make us think we were anything when we were enslaved, because we were everything. See, when you're everything, that's when they minimize you. When I talk about working for people, working for different companies, the biggest problem I had was when a manager tried to act like they didn't need me. I remember getting fired from several jobs by the manager and having the general manager and or owner call me to come back to work. See, your manager might not like you, but the owner of the company may love you, because it's all about one thing, and that's the bottom line. And I always made money for the owner. Hell, I made money for the manager, but because we had personal differences, they felt like they could disengage from me, and then the owner would say, or the GM would say, his gross is too good to let go. He brings bread in the dough. Get him back up in here. Acquiesce. You need to kiss and make up. Then I'd come back, and now I got a disgruntled manager. And by then, I'm already looking for a place. If I did go back, I'm already looking for another place to go work, because now I got this motherfucker that's going to try to sabotage things. That's what America has been ever since the Emancipation Proclamation. Since they decided to stop making us work for free in this bitch, racist white people have been angry. This shit was in the 80s. In the 80s. 30-some years ago. Minister Farrakhan he's in his 80s now. This was when he was in his 50s. So he had already seen all kinds of shit. I'm a teenager in the 80s. And right now we still got the same shit going on. But one of our biggest problems, it's not just white supremacy. It's not just bigotry. It's not just racism. We don't own up to who we are. We don't own up to how valuable we are in America. I've been looking at this Jonathan Price thing, and I'm going to say something, and I know people going to get upset. The 2-3 motherfuckers that's going to watch this video going to get upset because I'm not respecting the dead, and a cop killed him. No. A cop shot him. Jonathan Price was already dead. Jonathan Price was already dead. From him talking about how he was raised by a white family and his black family was trash. From him minimizing his black family, saying they didn't do nothing for him. The white family fed him and clothed him and supported his business ventures, and his black family didn't do shit for him. For him talking about his addiction to white women. See, that's a problem right there. You dangerous right there when you say you addicted to any woman. But as a black man saying you addicted to white women, you dead. Dead, dead, dead. You can't be addicted to no woman as a man, especially as a black man. But to say you addicted to white women, come on now. And like I said, for the 2-3 motherfuckers who gonna see this, you might know me. He got a white woman. Don't matter. I love her. I'm in love with her. But I'm not addicted to her. I know what addiction is. An addiction is a sickness. Jonathan Price had a sickness towards white women. He admitted it. He was addicted to white women. He had a sickness. He fiended for white women. Now, I don't know the situation that he tried to de-escalate. I don't know if that had to do with a white woman or not. I really don't. Maybe it'll come out, maybe it won't. But it doesn't matter to me, because he had already staked his claim for his addiction to white women. I'm glad he tried to break up whatever it was to keep any woman from being abused. But look what it cost him. And it went further and got deeper because he likened himself to Lil Wayne. Because Lil Wayne said he ain't never experienced no motherfucking racism. He can't speak on racism. You grew up in the ghettos of New Orleans, where we know there's racist cops down there. Alton Sterling. You didn't experience racism when you didn't have a gun in your possession, but they arrested you on gun charges because you were Lil Wayne. Never experienced racism, Lil Wayne? So you'll always be Lil Wayne in my book because you ain't matured. You ain't grew up yet. I don't give a fuck if they do say you worth 150 million. You stupid. You a clown. You are a caricature in black culture now, Lil Wayne. And Jonathan Price likened himself to that and said, I ain't never felt no racism. I've been drunk, been stopped by cops. They let me go. They let me drive home. I ain't never had a problem with white cops. He basically tried to say that racism was a figment of black people's imagination. Jonathan Price has a toe tag on him now. And the crazy thing about all this, I saw Lee Merritt before I saw the Malones. The Malones are the family that raised Jonathan Price, the white family. But I saw Lee Merritt hit the microphone before I saw the Malones. And I saw Jonathan Price's birth mother before I saw the Malones. Where the Malones at? Jonathan? Your addiction to white women lost you, killed you, took you out. A race soldier with a badge ended your life. But you was already dead, bruh. You were already dead. Addicted to white women? You had dogged your family out, called them trash. They just weren't able to care for you, son. And you got with another family and you benefited from that. You should be happy about that. You should be thankful about that. And you made it to the other side. You called your mama trash. Now she's crying in front of microphones with Lee Merritt. It's either going to be Lee Merritt or Ben Crump. One of them. But where the Malones at? Where your white family at, Jonathan? And they might be behind the scenes doing some things. Maybe they getting your funeral arrangements together. They your benefactor, so maybe they helping out with that. Should no black man ever say he's addicted to anything that has a vagina. That's not an addiction you really should admit. It's not an addiction you should have, but it's definitely an addiction you need to go to rehab for. All these young men out here, I hear the young ones too. I only like white girls, huh? I only like white girls. I mean, if you like women, you like women. You like girls, whatever. How do you be 14, 15 years old thinking you only like white girls? Who's your daddy? Who's your mama? You black, but you only like white girls. Go tell your mama that. Did Jonathan Price tell his mama he only liked white women? Did he look his mama in the eye and say he only liked white women? Or did he tell his Malone mama that? Mrs. Malone ain't in front of that microphone with Lee Merritt right now crying. Jonathan Price's birth mother is. She's shedding them tears. She did the best she could do for you, Jonathan. It's too bad her best wasn't good enough. But it don't matter, because look where you at now. One love.